What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including the fourth stimulus package update and a stimulus check update, money, investing, the stock market. We cover it all here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, thanks so much for hitting the like button for us down below. We got a lot to cover here today. We have a new state that now wants to increase a stimulus check for their residents up to $850. And officials are warning here in the United States that we could be on the brink of another COVID variant here. The BA.2 variant, a new variant of Omicron, is spreading rapidly in Europe and in China. And Dr. Fauci warns that Americans could face more lockdowns. Uh, yeah, unbelievably, amid the spread of this new virus variant. Dr. Fauci warned Americans this week that they could soon face additional virus lockdown measures should a new strain of the virus cause numbers to increase. He said that the BA.2 subvariant could soon increase the rate of infections in America. And he suggests that Americans should be able to pivot back and forth between a more common way of life and the new measures that were taken in attempt to slow the spread of the virus at the height of the pandemic. He said, quote, "If in fact we do see a turnaround and a resurgence, we have to be able to pivot and go back to any degree of mitigation that is commensurate with what the situation is." He says, quote, "We can't just say we're done, we're going to move on. We've got to be able to be flexible because we're dealing with a dynamic situation," he added, noting that the new variant to be less fatal than the Omicron variant. Quote, "The overall mortality is actually down. It's a very interesting situation where the cases are going to be up, but it does not at this point appear to be any degree of severity." He said he would not be surprised in the next few weeks, given the fact that we've begun to open up and we have an increase in the BA.2 variant, that we'll be seeing an increase of cases. This comes as China has over 50 million people in full-blown lockdown. 50 plus million people. And their lockdown is so severe, you're not allowed to leave your home except for one person from the household every 2 days, only to go get food and absolute necessary supplies. Yeah, 50 plus million people. Yeah, it's just absolutely just, well, it's a communist society, so just imagine if that was like that here. And this is the exact same virus variant that is going on in Europe and in China as well, the BA.2 variant. This is already here in the United States. It just hasn't really caught on enough to be an exponential dominant variant and hasn't really surged cases enough to see that exponential curve that we've seen in the past couple waves, and also the last Omicron wave as well, that sent us to over 1 million cases per day on multiple different days. But both experts from the UK and the rest of Europe are warning us that they're starting to see this effect right now, just like China is, and they're on full-blown lockdown of over 50 million people, and that we might be seeing this next. Yeah, so that's the thing that a lot of people get caught up here in the US. They say, "Oh, it's a Biden thing, it's a Democrat thing, it's a Republican thing," or oh, they say that the gas prices are a Biden thing, it's a Democrat thing, it's a Republican, it's a US thing, and a lot of people seem to forget that the virus, the pandemic, is going on all across the world. The gas prices are going on all across the world. Oil is traded all across the world. People when oil is traded globally, um, people are actually paying higher oil prices across the world than they are here in the US. I get that if you're, again, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. If you're just watching the show, you might not know that. I consider myself a realist. I just like to look at things from a realistic point of view. But there's a lot of places around the world that pay much higher gas prices than we do. A lot of people don't realize that. They just like to blame things on the president, or even if we go back to Trump when Trump was president, a lot of people just like to blame the president. I get it, but that's not really how things work a lot of times. Just an example here, the price of gas for a gallon of gas in Australia, they sell it by the liter, but if you equate it to a price of gas in Australia, is $7.50 a gallon. If you heard my wife in the background there. And when you look at the price of gas there, it's doing the same thing it's doing here in the US. It has gone up for the last 5, 6 months because they're doing with the exact same thing. Oil has gone up for the last 5, 6 months because of the war in Ukraine, the Russian war. And again, oil is sold globally. The price of oil goes up globally, and oil for everybody has gone up around the world. And again, President Biden isn't over in Australia, and we're seeing the price of gas go up pretty much everywhere. Pretty much everywhere. Australia, the price of gas is $7.48 a gallon. Maybe you want to take a trip to Hong Kong, a major global center there. They do a lot of major trade across the world there. Price of gas there, they sell it in liters, but in Hong Kong, but dollars there. But in U.S. dollars, if you equate it there, it's almost $11 a gallon. 10.89 cents, $10.89 a gallon. Yeah, so almost $11 a gallon in Hong Kong. If you think our gas is high, the price of gas in the United Kingdom, $8.05 per gallon, US dollars. US dollars, $8.05. Yeah, this is the most recent global gasoline prices as of last week. It's probably actually maybe even a little bit more now. $8.05. Yeah, you thought gas was bad here. It's worse in a lot of places around the world. Yeah, so it's not just a US thing. It could be a lot worse, actually. By the way, our gas here in the US has come down a little bit, but not much. It's edging down about a penny per day. That price now is on average $4.26. Yesterday was 4.27. As I said, 1 cent. Not that great. Not that great here. You can see a week ago was 432. The all-time high in the U.S. was 433, literally about a week and a half ago. A month ago, we was 352. Again, basically all from the war in Ukraine because the price of oil is traded globally. And that's why I like to show you these things from around the world because a lot of people just don't realize this. They want to blame whoever they want to blame, but the price of oil is traded globally, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. And that's why if you hear, some experts, when we put, some expert interviews here on the show, if the U.S. produces a little bit more oil, it won't make much difference. You get people saying, differing opinions, but I tend to kind of agree with that because oil's traded on a global scale here, and you really have to put a lot of supply on the market to offset those type of things. Here's the price of oil right now. WTI crude hovering around 105. It's been kind of around there for a couple days here. Brent crude at 108, 107.9. Kind of hovering around these levels here for a couple days. But still drastically down from the high. Remember, the high of Brent crude was 139. WTI crude was a little bit lower than that, but still drastically down from the high. Really, gas should be much lower than what it is. But that's the problem here is that gasoline and diesel tends to shoot up really, really fast, but come down really, really slowly. And that's part of the reason why the federal Democrats have unveiled this bill to issue quarterly stimulus checks to everybody here in the United States by taxing oil companies and posting huge profits because they're gouging American consumers here, and to give them a part of the profits because they're taking advantage of Americans by doing this. Oil goes up, they raise the gas prices instantly right away, and oil comes down, and they don't lower gas prices right away. They take weeks to lower them. And this is how they make billions and billions and billions of dollars more than they should. Um, they just take eons to lower the gas prices. They're lowering it by a penny per day, but when it went up, I mean, look at this. It went up by 80 cents in a month, but when it goes down by a penny per day. And that's why the Democrats want to tax these oil companies and use the money to issue quarterly stimulus checks to the American people to basically help them just pay for this increase in gas. And also, it's not just gas; it's groceries, it's anything you buy, it's shoes, it's a table, it's necessities. Anything you buy is more money now because of the increase of inflation and gas and diesel and anything that gets shipped to the store. And so that's on the federal level. That's from the federal Democrats. We actually have a lot of different proposals coming around about that. We also have so many different states. I'm actually really glad to see the states stepping up here as well and issuing stimulus checks, proposing stimulus checks. I just did another video yesterday with all sorts of different states with other types of stimulus programs. If you didn't catch that video, I'll link you to that video here at the end of that video. Multiple different states with other types of stimulus programs that's going to be putting billions of dollars back into the people's pockets. And we're going to be seeing all sorts of different type of programs like this because almost every single state has billions of dollars right now. First of all the states got over $1 billion each from the third stimulus check package. That was like the lowest amount. That's for like the tiny states that have the tiniest amount of population. But even if you're just even a little bit more population than that, you got more than that. And the larger states got multiple billions, near $10 billion for the largest states. California has a 40 plus, almost $50 billion surplus this year alone. And remember, they issued stimulus checks last year, and they're going to be issuing some type of stimulus check this year as well, whether they call it a gas stimulus check or whatever. They're just one of the states that are doing that, and there's all sorts of different types of programs that they're doing. A lot of states are just going to be pausing the gas tax, which is on the state level, which is another way to put money in your pockets every time you go to fill up the gas. You'll be saving the state tax, and you'll be saving some money every time you fill up. There's a whole range of proposals here, but another state they have a proposal for state stimulus checks, but now they're going to be increasing the amount again. Check this out. The state of Maine, Office of Governor Janet T. Mills, announces here amid high cost Amid high costs, Maine governor proposes increasing direct relief for Maine people. They also commit more funding to strengthen behavioral health systems, PFAS, and bolster emergency housing systems as well. They propose a change to her supplemental budget that increases the amount of direct relief to Maine people in the face of inflation. The governor's change of package proposing increases the state's relief checks to Maine's people to $850 in the face of record high inflation and rising oil and gas prices caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So they want to. They have a proposal for a stimulus check in Maine. It started off at $500. They now want to increase it to $850. So that is a lot for a state stimulus check. When you think about the federal stimulus checks, um, the first one was $1,200 and 500 to $600 for children, and the second one was $600. So this is more than the second stimulus check was on the federal level, and more than they were for children for the first and second stimulus check. So some of these stimulus checks can be a lot of money. In fact, more than the second stimulus check and more than the stimulus checks were for children on the first and second one as well. And if there's another stimulus check on the federal level, like Democrats are proposing, actually quarterly stimulus checks could be coming out. You could be getting more than one stimulus check as well. It says here the governor's change package proposes increasing the state's relief checks to Maine people to $850 in the face of record high inflation and rising oil and gas prices caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Office of Maine State Economist estimates the inflation will cost the average Maine person more than $560 this year than last, which includes an extra $260 at the grocery store and $300 for gas and home heating oil. The governor's new proposal would return $1,700 in relief to the average Maine household. So that's interesting. I'm not exactly sure how exactly they get to that, but maybe there's some other things in there as well. $1,700. Maybe maybe it's for two people. 850 and 850 because it's per person. So the average household would have, say a mother and a father. So 850 and 850 would be $1,700. So $1,700 to the average Maine household. So yeah, that's a lot of money. $1,700 to the average Maine household. That's a lot. 1,700 bucks. So let me know your thoughts on this. Again, this is just one state. If you've been watching my show, we have so many different states announcing things like this. So I will keep you up to date here on your states as I see them. I will announce it as well as on the federal level. I'll keep you up to date on that, as well as everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis. So make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so you don't miss out on new videos. After clicking the subscribe button, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you get reminders when we go live. Remember, it's every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and you can click here to see a new video I just did of multiple different states announcing billions of dollars in other stimulus programs as well. Really good video. You need to watch there as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.